Good morning, everyone. My name is Mohammed Ali. I am a co-founder of CyberWaze. Today, I have a special guest, Miss Iwona. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me.
She is an expert in HR strategy and a business consultant in ECOSS Co. That's right?
Yes, that's correct. We do a lot of work with different clients, mostly with small, medium companies and startups. So we work and we're supporting them with whether they have a hiring needs or they moving slowly from a very small team into a larger team size. So they need transformations, they need that more structure.
Great. And also, since you are the HR consultant and an expert in the strategy, so my favorite question, I have been looking forward to discuss with you, sharing each other's domain. So how important is the working in collaboration of HR and cybersecurity together in terms of data protection and data privacy and employee sensitive data in the organization, and the HR that I think should play a key role, and of course to align with cybersecurity and other stakeholders in the organization?
I could take a whole day explaining why it's so important for both teams. I would call it teams because we are two different teams from different departments. But we should align together. The reason is that, give an example of someone's leaving the company. Let's say on a Friday night, they finish, they hand over the computer, their access cards, and that's it. What happens then? Many companies, they don't have that. Stop, you have no access anymore. And I think there was IBM done some research, or the findings was data leaks worth $5 million, per year for companies worldwide or regional. So I didn't go into much depth of that research or those findings, but it was very interesting because in my experience, I've seen that happening. And cybersecurity should be when the HR triggers, that person leaves on this day and this date, already should be in, plans. Okay, this is at 5 p.m., so on date, that person has to be removed totally from our system. So they don't have the access, they cannot use any information, they cannot copy any information or data from the companies. But what happens before that? That's another question. So cybersecurity should put the layers of not control, but to ensure that the data that it's stored on the computers, they are not in any way transcribed into, for example, ChatGPT, which you cannot control. If a person using their own ChatGPT for example, to improve their emails, yes, that already is data breach in some way. So cybersecurity should be able to tackle that matters, especially in AI. People can use that tools, and I applaud people who allows it. Right, the companies that allows their team to use AI, but that restrictions on how you use it, or not restriction or control, but oversight of how. So HR and cybersecurity should be able to come in between together and create like a playbook. So, for example, you have an onboarding. What do you do first? You onboard person, you tell this is the XYZ checklist for IT, for your job, for where you see them, stuff like that. But where is the risk management? Where is the control of data? Where is the tools control? There are so many things we use in our work, right? So I think what companies could use is even 2 minutes, 5 minutes playbook from that cybersecurity that comes into the onboarding from the HR. So that's how I see the basic work between HR and cybersecurity, but there is much more.
So I think you summarized well, and what you are saying that of course the cybersecurity is the one who put the policies and to ensure that before onboarding, the least privilege, the role-based access for the employees, and the proper governance should be there to ensure that the employees, when they onboarded, apart from the checklist, is to ensure that they cannot access and they have all kinds of tools.
The governance and the playbook and the whole policy should be designed together. The reason is that as a department, you will look at the technical perspective, but not from the scope of the job that person might be doing, right? Because this is HR role to understand the job description, the KPIs, and so on and so forth. So I think that's where the team play is very important and crucial. I mean, I've seen companies that create IT policies, by admin. I'm sorry, but I've seen it, right? But an admin who's from IT, but is administrative IT. It's not the strategic IT.
Very valid point.
So those are the small things. It just gives, or it requires a little bit extra effort from both teams. The communication, the flow of work. You can actually create a very nice governance without putting a very strict rules, just by implementing those steps. So I'm not sure if I answered your question properly, but
No, it's spot on, and I think you summarized well how important it is, the collaboration between both stakeholders, and it's very valid point you raised, very unique point you raised for that. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
Thank you.